welcome to my channel and welcome to my website. My name is Daryl and this is Programming in Any Language. Website is www.black-duck.com. It's where you'll find all my videos organized in a logical order. You can begin with the basics, then move on to advanced concepts. Or you can start with the speed track and build an application from scratch, which should pique your interest with a desire to learn more. In preparation for this video, I made some tweaks to the website. Our next video is a fix for problems we as programmers will encounter. It made me realize that tools, techniques, and fixes belong in their own category. A tool used in basics of programming could very well be used in decisions, or in loops, or in 1,000 other places. So, the website got tweaked. Tools, techniques, and fixes got their own section. All the tools presented so far have been consolidated into this section. And that brings us to the fix I want to cover today. In fact, I was teaching a class this morning and created this issue myself twice during the teaching session. I accidentally double-clicked on a label on my form and created an event that I was never going to use. We've all done that. It's something we've all done. On the plus side, it gave me a chance to show the class how to remove such events easily. And it prompted me to make this video we are going to see shortly, which demonstrates how to easily remove these unintended events from your code. Here, I'll show you what I came up with. Okay, what you're looking at is the Anything database. We used this back in the speed track. It's a completed database. And it's got a number of buttons. It's a finished project, basically, is what it is. What I wanted to show you right now was basically removing unwanted event handlers. And what do I mean by that? Well, let's take a look at a couple things. Just 3 things I like to cover here. Let's start out with me going ahead and clicking on the Anything database label. We've all done this. We've actually clicked on a label, and what happens? It creates an event. And when you get that event, you've got it sitting out here, and you have to get rid of it because you don't want it there. You want to get rid of that kind of a thing. How do you do that? You know, that's something I think confuses a lot of programmers initially. But it's pretty easy. You actually go down to the design. You get your form up there, and you go to your the method that you tried to create, that you actually created, like Anything database, and you go down to your property section here and click on this little lightning bolt right here. If you click on that, it's going to give you all of the events that your project might have, and it's going to sit probably on the one that you actually got highlighted here. You simply erase that guy. Simply erase it, and it's gone. And when you go ahead and look now at your code, you can go out there and see, and it is gone. It's no longer there anymore. So that's great. Another situation you might get into, remember, you want to be able to name your labels, your forms, your buttons, all that kind of stuff. You want to name it before you actually start coding. So you don't run into this trouble. But sometimes you forget, you don't do it. Well, let's go ahead and create something here. We're going to try and throw another button in here. Let's go ahead and make a copy of this guy, Control-C, Control-V, and we're going to call this guy the search button. So I'm going to go ahead and create the name search on here, if I can ever get my cursor to go down there. I'm sitting in the button area. I have to go back to this thing. By the way, when you're in a lightning bolt, you want to go back to this middle one right here to get you back to the tools, and that'll get you bound to here. Now I can type in search, S-E-A-R-C-H, and I've got that button there. But I'm going to forget to name it in code. I'm going to leave it sitting here as button 1. And we'll try to pop it in place here, so I'm going to kind of move these guys a little bit. Might have to change my form here and make it a little larger. Might not be the easiest thing in the world. Actually, you know what I can do? I'm going to kind of put it in here, but I'm going to kind of shrink this guy down. And then I'm going to highlight all the other buttons. Okay, I've got that search button in here. We're going to go ahead and kind of highlight all this stuff if we can. Yeah, I think I've got them all there. Format, align their bottoms. Kind of puts them in place. And then I'm going to Horizontal spacing, make equal. They're about right now. A little tight, but they're about right now. I got this guy's a little large, isn't he? He really is. Let's go ahead and make him the same size. Format, make same size, both. Now he's happy, and I need to lower him then a little bit too. Oops. Got them all sitting there. Format, align bottoms. Now they're happy. And then bring them all down where I want them. That's fine. Okay. I can move my edit and my cancel, which are going to sit behind these other buttons later. That's fine. But I got a search button sitting right here now. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to double click on the search button to create the event. And I do that. Oh my God. I made button 1. You click a button. I didn't want that thing. Let's start putting code in there. Bang, bang, slash. This is the search button. I don't want that. I want to get rid of that thing. No, 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 no. We don't want that at all. So we go back to our design. And I go into the button itself. And I go ahead and change it to search. BTN search. And it takes that just fine. But if I click on this thing now, it still goes to my button 1 event. Well, what I've got to do is I've got to delete this event. That's all there is to it. And it's going to create a brand new one. So I'll go in here. I'll highlight the search. Once again, the lightning bolt goes on. And you get your button click event. You're going to delete it. And that should get rid of it. We'll go back to our code to take a look. And it's actually not there. It's not gone. It's not gone. But let's go ahead and back in here. And we have this thing called button search. Let's go ahead and double click on it again. This time it does click the search event. So we just have the other button up here, but it's no longer associated with anything. So we can simply delete it and make it go away, and it's gone. Once you've done the lightning bolt thing, you can safely get rid of it, and it's going to be fine. So we'll go out of here, come back. We now have a search button in place, and we're ready to go. Now, one other thing you might want to do is after you've got your code written and it functions just fine, but you realize you'd like to change the name of a button. How do you do that? Well, let's take this load button, for example, and let's make it the read button. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into this button right here, and I'm going to make it read. I got to go to my $ things again. We'll call it read. R-E-A-D. Would love to be able to then click and create an event by making it a button read. BTN read, and I'll double click on it. But what does it do? It comes up and brings up the button load event. Well, I got a problem here. I want to create the button read event, and I don't want to lose all this code that I wrote. So I'll dig up good old Notepad and bring it up in place. Let's move off the side here. I'll grab this code that I've got sitting over here in the button load event and copy it. Paste it into my Notepad and then tuck my Notepad off the side someplace so I don't have to deal with it anymore. Now I'm going to go into my design work and I'm going to highlight the button read again, get my lightning bolt out there. There's my button load event. I want to get rid of this thing. So I'm going to get rid of it completely. And I'm also going to look to see if the button read event is in there. And I don't see that either. So let's go ahead and take a look at our code. We just pulled it away. Go into our form, our code rather. We still, the button load event is still there, but the connection to it is now gone. So let's go ahead and double click on button read. That does create a button read event. So we've got that thing here. So now what I can do is I can go to my Notepad, bring it back, copy my data, Control C, pop it right in here. You don't want to reinvent that stuff. Then you go up and look for your button load event and see where that thing is. And it's right here. This whole thing can be blown away now. We don't really need it anymore because it is gone. Go back to our form, do a file save. Now we're going to test our program by running it. And it should work. There's our data. It says button read. I'll click on the button, and bang, it does grab all the data we created back in the speed track section. So it's working. So that just shows you what you can do when you actually create an event handler you didn't want. You need to get rid of it somehow, and this is one way of cleaning that thing up. So hopefully that will help. The nice thing about this technique is that it's really easy to perform, and is well worth learning because your fingers don't always behave in sync with your mind when you're programming. It is so easy to accidentally double click on an object. Well, I hope this technique comes in handy for you. I also hope you never have to use it, but you will. What you need to take out of this video is name your objects before writing your code. That's important. If you forget, it is not the end of the world. If you need to rename an object, you don't have to rewrite your code. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to use the website for easy access to all my videos. If you get a chance, please subscribe. That way you will be notified when something new is available. And that's a couple times a week. We'll see you in the next video. Take care.